Okay.
Yes, and I'll put it on pause until we see.
So recording's in progress. I'm going to wait a little bit. See, Marina's here. Hello, Marina. I don't see Priscilla, and I don't think she's. I think she's trying to get on. So we'll wait a minute or two.
Oftentimes I send the Zoom link to Priscilla right before the meeting.
I emailed it to her this afternoon. She got it.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
I'll get it. Hey, Priscilla.
Gordon?
Yes. Hello, Barbara. I heard from Priscilla. She said it's not working.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I
If you
can.
can, they said sometimes resending the link might work.
Anybody know what her email address is off the top of your head?
I can look it up for you if you want. It's pwpavel@optimum.net.
So I just resent that to her.
Here I am.
Recording in progress.
I got in on Ashes.
Okay, welcome everyone. To the regular meeting of the Cornwall Board of Selectmen. The first thing on the agenda is approval of the minutes of October 19th. Is there a motion to approve?
I second.
Okay, any discussion?
No.
Fine.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yes, next communications. I'd like to put under communications, just to be on the record, my thanks to Selectwoman Marina Kocheby for serving the last 2 years. Not an easy time to serve, but thanks for her input, listening, and help moving the town forward. And you'll be missed, but we know where to find you and look forward to you being able to participate again in the future.
Thank you. I'm sorry that I can't turn my video on. I'm actually en route from work home. But it has been a pleasure. It's been really interesting to say the least. This has been a crazy 2 years, obviously for everyone, but especially to be in local government. It's been really interesting to see how great this town is and how especially from a social services standpoint, how much, we do for our citizens, which has been a really nice learning curve for me. And I'm definitely not going anywhere. I hope to be involved in the future when things settle down on my end. And so thank you, Priscilla and Gordon and Jonathan, for everything. I appreciate it.
Yeah, again, when we got into the pandemic, the goal was to have continuity of services, but I think we actually expanded some services. And I met this morning with Heather and people at the United Church of Christ who've been helping out with the pantry. And again, it's great to have that relationship. And we're just seeing the need grow, which is unfortunate, but our response is growing at the same time. And it's great to have the partnership and the volunteers helping people that are in real need. And again, we were able to expand that service with the generosity of people of Cornwall and not just the donations, but especially the volunteer effort that's gone in there. And, thank everybody for that. Let's see, another communication I have is there will be a public meeting about public meetings, town meetings, to remind people on November 8th. And that will be by Zoom, and we'll send out a notice about that, and it's on the website, or will be on the website. And it'll be interesting. It will feature Tom Hennick of the Free Information Commission and Pearlie Grimes, town attorney, and talking about conducting meetings in the age of Zoom, remote meetings. Some things have changed. A lot of things haven't changed. And I think it should be an interesting meeting. And I know other people from other towns are going to be there too, because it's such an interesting and timely topic. So look forward to seeing people come to that. Addition to the agenda, I had one, which is Sharon Hospital meetings. So is there a second to add that?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other additions? So is there a second?
I second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yes, great, unanimous. So let's get right into that. There's going to be a public input meeting, and this is all to do with New Vance Health, who own Sharon Hospital. Their proposal to change or to end maternity services at the hospital, and also restrict some of the other surgery practices and other things that are available there now. And so, of course, we're very concerned about that, that being the primary hospital that people in Cornwall go to. And there is going to be a public town hall meeting, remote, available. And that's on Thursday night, the 4th. Then on the 5th, elected officials from Connecticut and New York State will be meeting with the New Vance management to talk about the issue. And then on the 6th, there's going to be a rally in support of the hospital from 3 to 5 on the Sharon Town Green. And people are urged to go there and support the hospital if they wish. So those are 3 events coming up, and as obviously this issue is very important to our town and will be an agenda item for our board for quite a while, I would think. So that's my update on that. So I plan to go at least to the Friday and Saturday events, and would urge other people to tune in, and they can get information about that on the Sharon Town website. COVID-19 update. Again, there's still cases in town, but it does seem like overall things are going in a good direction. But I would urge people to get their boosters and flu shots. And because it does seem the vaccination efforts are really beginning to have some effect on curbing this virus, but it needs to do that. And we did see in the newspaper this week that there was a fairly significant outbreak in a Gear nursing facility up in Canaan nearby. And most of the people there, I think all the people who got it did have some were vaccinated, but we are seeing, the vaccine capacity wears off. So again, encourage people to get their boosters, which I believe have been available up at the drugstores, and they are having some clinics at the high school. So we'll put some more information out about the boosters. Anything else about COVID? Okay, Mira, that is our municipal solid waste facility. And as we know, their incinerator is scheduled to close in June. I did relay the board's comments to the Mira management that we would be interested in staying with Mira as they go through this transition period to something better. And we would like some more time to consider the various options there. Have talked to some of our neighbors, and they are taking a similar track. So again, we'll keep on watching that, and that will be an ongoing agenda item also, I'm sure. The oil tank remediation, there was, when we replaced the oil tank, removed the oil tank behind the town office, we did, the contractors found some signs of oil in the ground from the previous oil tank. The oil tank they took out was intact, but apparently there was some oil in the site. So last Friday with the town crew, a contractor did take some samples out of the soil, install some rock and pipe to help vent the area, which is the standard operating procedure. And we'll await the results of those samples. but it did not look to be a major event. But anyway, that is being dealt with successfully. Transfer station, another area that we're working on. I have researched the availability of getting a temporary trailer put in down at the transfer station. And after consulting with our group down there, we decided on doing a container as opposed to a trailer. A container would allow things to be on more or less ground level and would require people to climb a short stairway. So we are moving ahead with that. Will cost about $2,000 rental for 4 months. But that would also allow Will and Ted to move their equipment and things out of the current facility into the new facility. It does have electric heat, electric lights, some desk space. So I think it will be a good setup. It costs about $2,000 for 4 months, which sounds pretty reasonable. That's including delivery and installation. So any other thoughts on that from the board? As far as, so we may see that a trailer down there within a week's time.
Good.
Sounds good.
Sound good? Any comments from Will or Ted on the trailer business?
Just wondering, do we have an electrician that will be available shortly after delivery to get it hooked up?
Yeah, I think we can talk to Garrick about doing that.
Perfect.
Garrick Deneen is young, able electrician who's been able to come out at quick notice for us. So I think we can call him up. Once we get a date, he just needs to hardwire it into your distribution box there. So.
Shouldn't be too hard.
No. Okay, so anyway, that's the news of temporary office facilities. Next, I have Compost. There's been quite a bit of talk about that. I did talk to Curtis Rand, the first selectman of Salisbury. And is everybody else hearing me echo? Or am I clear?
Yeah, you're getting an echo here, Gordon.
I believe
Okay.
it's Marina's car, because when I mute her, the echo goes away.
Marina's car,
Sorry, Marina.
the limo.
It's okay, I'll mute myself.
Okay. I thought it was on this end, so there we go. All right, you can raise your hand, Marina, if you want to jump in. Great. So anyway, I talked to Curtis Rand, the first selectman in Salisbury, who's been following this quite a bit. And he's put in a grant to the Department of Environmental Protection. They do have grants for municipal solid waste diversion, and especially with food scraps, getting things out of the waste system into a recomposting system. So he has expanded that grant to include other towns, especially Region 1 towns. So we'll see what comes with that. And again, they have a service up there, and I understand Ted has been talking to his contemporary at the Salisbury Sharon station, Brian. And so there may be a way that we can tack on to their efforts sooner rather than later. So that's in the works. And then there's Maria Horn is hosting a meeting with people from Falls Village, where there's a farm there that wants to do some sort of compost of food scraps, but the paperwork that's required from the state to open up a composting facility is pretty extensive. So I think we'll try to get in on that meeting. Ted and I both have another meeting down at the firehouse, but I might be able to try to do two things at once, which is hopefully not dangerous, but we can maybe get on with that. Ted, I can bring my laptop down to the firehouse last night or tomorrow night when we're doing our other stuff. So maybe we can get in on both of those.
That'd probably work better than my phone, that's for sure.
Little bigger screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So any other thoughts about that? I know there's interest in town of trying to set up a pilot program at the transfer station. And especially I think because there's a lot of backyard composting, but especially with all the bears and other wildlife that's in there, it's become much more problematic to maintain a backyard system than was before. So, and again, we don't want to have bears down at the transfer station either. But, again, we can try to work around some of these issues. And it might be better to have a centralized location than have a bunch of people with barrels getting broken into out on the countryside. Any other thoughts from the transfer station?
No, good here.
Yeah, good. All right. So anyway, we're excited about getting the building project going, and then we're going to push on this diversion project, and again, work with our neighboring towns to see if we can't come up with a regional approach, because we are going to see that tip fee go up quite a bit for our garbage. The less we put in, the less it's going to cost. And there's also the big environmental, the thought of having to truck food scraps that could be recycled to Ohio just is ridiculous. So again, I'm sure there's going to be more effort to come up with a better solution than that. But I mean, there are people working on it full time now. That it's been elusive so far, but doesn't mean it's not a serious thing. Okay, well, thank you. Oh, another thing on transfer station, it along with the other town facilities will be closed to observe Veterans Day next week or the week after. So, no, actually it will be next week. So next Thursday, I believe, is Veterans Day. So the transfer station will be closed in observance of that important holiday. Okay, anything else on all that? Okay, thank you. So next is we have the housing forum. We had a really good forum on the housing plan on October 20th. We had over 50 people attend. Comments were made, and generally we're generally supportive of the efforts to expand our housing opportunities here in town. And then the housing group met the following Monday on the 25th, incorporated a lot of the suggestions and comments into the plan, which they redrafted and I think is ready, if not up on the website, is ready to be up on the website and is ready for a public hearing, which we'd like to set for December 8th. So do we have, and then after that, I believe it's going to the Planning and Zoning Commission this month, and then there'll be a hearing, and the Board of Selectmen will meet, or actually the Housing Committee will meet again in December, and then the board will meet for this board's approval after the hearing. So anyway, there's a couple more meetings, but I think it's a very solid document. It's one that's been adjusted with public comments that have been helpful. And anyway, we're glad to get that process going. It was one of the key things this board wanted to do when it sat for the first time 2 years ago. So again, I think that's sort of a good way to end this term with some hope for the future on that issue. So anything else on that? So can I have a motion to set a hearing on December 8th, 2021 on the Cornwall housing plan?
I so move.
Okay, is it second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion?
What time will it be, Gordon? That's a Wednesday,
That'll probably be at 7 o'clock.
7
And
o'clock.
again, that'll be a Zoomer, I think.
Yeah.
Because hearings and things tend to go long, it's probably good to start them early
Okay.
It's getting dark early and things, so anyway, yes, that would be, probably shoot for 7 o'clock.
Thank you.
Okay, so any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so public comments, any public comments?
Yes,
I can't-
I'd like to
Yep.
make one little comment. I really love having the meetings on Zoom, but I was hoping in the future we can, when we get back to reality or whatever, we can have hybrid meetings, you know, from the town office to Zoom, you know, so we can have everybody go, you know, it'd be more environmentally friendly. And I know I should have probably sent an email, but just wanted to let them know.
No, I think that's entirely possible, Richard.
Great.
Other towns have gone back to just in-person meetings. But I think at this point, we're committed to having a remote access feature too. And we know in some ways, you know, as we said, this is good for more access. It is a little more, it can have its own set of quirks. But I think eventually we will get into that into the next while.
Thank you.
Don't want to speak for the next board, but I think that seems the direction things are going. Okay, any other comments? Okay, well, again, thanks to Marina, and thank you all for participating. Keeping track of what we're doing, a lot of issues out there, and even in a short time to discuss. But you know, again, look forward to seeing you all soon, and thanks for joining us. So, motion to adjourn.
Thank you all. Yes, I move to adjourn.
Okay, thank you, Marina. See you soon.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.